I'll never be able to go back to it. I do wish that we would have been able to do like some structure deck tournaments or starter deck tournaments or something. Especially with like the original four, Yugi, Kaiba, Joey, Pegasus. I don't know, I mean, granted, the game was still fun, even before. The game still had shit going for it, but it started to really fall off even before I quit. Like, during my... I'm trying to think. When I left, I was still playing... What was I playing at the time? I mean, I had several decks, but I had Cyber Dragons... I had Armed Dragons, and I had Horus. So I had 2 level decks, and I had my Cyber Dragon deck. Oh, and of course I had Archfiends. And... Of course, then I moved, I was gone for a couple years, and because when I moved, I had no friends, and the people in that area, they weren't into nerd stuff, so... I didn't have anybody to play with, and I fell out. I fell out of Pokemon and Yu-Gi-Oh! Though I got back into Pokemon within a year, Yu-Gi-Oh! I did not. I just had all my favorite cards in like this glass display case on my dresser, so I could just, every day, I'd just see my favorite cards. And I wish I had all of those still. I still have some of them. Not many, though. Thanks, Pandemic. The Pandemic event, not the game company. But yeah, by the time I came back to Yu-Gi-Oh! We had synchros. And I had to learn how the hell synchros worked. Because it was, all we had was fusions or rituals, and then we had synchros. What the hell are these white cards? And my first one was Black Rose Dragon, and it was so cool. It's still my favorite synchro to this day. And, you know, but I had missed out on Cyber Darks, I'd missed out on Crystal Beast. I came back playing Cyber Darks. But... And synchros were fine. Synchros really worked well in my mind. It wasn't until we went into... What came after 5Ds with the XYZ shit? Was it Zexal? I didn't enjoy that. First of all, I couldn't get into the anime. It was Garbo. And most of the XYZ stuff I didn't like anyways. That's kind of when the game started falling off for me. And then, of course, you know, specifically, you know, just how, when the Link shit started, how it kind of ruined my stuff, but... Well, yeah, that's what I thought. The manga comes first. But see, that's the thing, though, is the anime couldn't have caught up to the manga and then just kept going, because they don't even start out similar. GX is just, until I really delve into it and figure out why it's different, it's just kind of an anomaly. It is different for a reason, but not one that makes sense when it goes from manga to anime. I don't know. I'm gonna have to look it up. Especially because, like, I mean, Jesse... MariK was my favorite character. My favorite villain. Actually, that's... Well, I guess we can discuss that here a little bit. But Bakura was my favorite villain. And the reason was because up until a certain point, I don't remember what the reason was. There was a specific reason. But then everybody started saying that I was more like MariK than I was Bakura. And then that nickname just stuck. And I was just MariK forever. And I thought that said Spearow, and that's a whole ass Spearow. Well, but I mean, his deck is just, again, Duel Monsters season. It's just a bunch of random shit. So, I mean, my two favorite characters, as far as like their decks and playstyles, being Zane and Jesse, and really, I think Crystal Beast just ended up being more fun, just not as competitive. So, Zane and Cybers are my favorite competitive, and my favorite fun was just Jesse and Crystal Beasts. And then in the GX manga, it's like, he's not Jesse. His personality's different. His deck is friggin' Bug Garbo. Yeah. That was the worst assassination of a character for me in an anime. How do I... Oh. Ba-ba. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba-ba. Fight me! I mean, I couldn't watch it in English or... So, I really want to... I want to go back and finish it. Because I don't remember how far I got. So, if you don't remember, GX... Which really, it's odd, because GX had one less season than Duel Monsters. But they were pushing for 5Ds so damn fast... in comparison, that GX didn't even get a proper English dub, which almost feels like a project I wanted to do before, was to make an English dub. And of course, I had my ideas on how to do it, but got the burn for all for nothing. You just growled at me. You didn't even attack, which is, I guess, fine. But they were trying to push 5D so fast that GX's Season 4 didn't get an English dub. So, you're just, if you want to watch it, you're stuck watching it in Japanese with subtitles, which is fine. There's not a problem to that. But the characters are so different from the English dub to the Japanese. And even, like, the lines, the character lines are so different too. So I wanted to go through and watch all of GX in Japanese from start to finish to get a real feel for how the characters changed. And I never made it that far. I have watched Season 4 because, like I said, that's the only way to watch it. I don't remember how far I got though. And granted, I don't particularly enjoy... I don't enjoy watching anime in Japanese. I'm not one of those, like, weebs that are like, ooh, you have to watch it in Japanese with the subtitles. It's the best way. English dub sucks. Meh. I don't care. And English dub for plenty of things is not bad. Now, you want to talk about a bad English dub? Go watch the original Beyblade. I tried that once. I was like, you know what? I'm feeling nostalgic. And then, nope, I heard Tyson speak for 20 seconds and I couldn't do it. Yeah, I feel like that was kind of always the thing too, is like, between Bakura and... like, between Bakura and MariK. Bakura's decks were always like, I'm using X strategy, and everything has to go this particular way for me to win. Whereas MariK's was like, fucked up shit, fucked up shit, fucked up shit, to continuously just hurt your opponent every turn in one way or another, whether it be Lava Golem, Hell Poem, or, something is doing damage, lowering your shit stats, whatever. And then just beat the shit out of you with, Big Giant God. So definitely very different. And then, yeah, like you said, Season 0 was... There was no card game. And when they did do things with cards, it was a normal deck of playing cards. It's like the Yu-Gi-Oh! Card game didn't even exist in Yu-Gi-Oh! I wonder if there's like a documentary or something, like an extended interview where the writer describes why it turned out the way it turned out. Hang on. Alright. Where were we? We're fighting somebody. Yeah, I wonder if there's just an interview somewhere that you can watch that explains what was with Season 0. Kind of like I know there's some background stuff that explains that I've read interviews and stuff that explain like why Gundam Seed Destiny went to shit halfway through. I think the most notorious one is Neon Genesis Evangelion. Holy fuck. The writer just was off his rails the whole time. That series, I don't think I've watched anything as fucked up as that. Well, right, but I mean, I know it wasn't, Season 0 had nothing to do with the actual card game, but the point is, like, or I guess my point is, like, what was the point of Season 0? What was the point of that manga? And then suddenly you're just like, yeah, I'm just not feeling it. And then just move on to the Duelist Kingdom, the Duel Monsters shit. See, that's the other thing, too, is, so, Duel Monsters was the season that went along with the actual anime, or what the actual card game. But then it's like, I remembered, it was the summer. Which summer was it? I'm trying to remember. But like watching the anime and how they play the game, and then having like the starter deck Kaiba and Yugi, and like the rules being so different, and it's like, why I have to tribute summon? Why don't they have to tribute summon? What the hell is this shit? Like, it was so vastly different that, again, why? Why was season 1 of Duel Monsters so vastly different than the rest of it? And I know the in-universe lore is that the Battle City rules, which is basically our real-life rules, was Kaiba being like, these are the pro rules. Only the pros can play with these rules. Well, if that's the case, then what did the stars, what did, like, levels signify in the Duelist Kingdom rule set? What did that... And was that the actual rules, or was Pegasus just like, you know what, fuck it, you don't have to tribute for nothing? I'd have to go back and look. I don't remember the card game even being relevant enough for people to give a shit about the card game. I mean, yeah, I know. I mean, I don't understand how Yu-Gi-Oh! Means King of Games, unless it translates to something. I know that it means King of Games. I don't know how it means that. Nope, I don't have any bird Pokemon. Not on my team, anyways. Kind of weird that well, I don't know if I say weird or ironic, that the two franchises that I grew up with that defined a major part of my life and growing up really was fucking weird. Like, when you dig down into the shit. God damn it. Okay, so I have this issue. I have to get a new cord for my controller. It's like, it just shits out after so long of playing. I mean, I got 2 hours into a stream and it didn't disconnect. That's great. Cool, so now I have to use, I don't know what my controller... What is my configuration for keyboard? Stop doing that. Okay, so A is enter. So even in Duelist Kingdom, it was... So you're saying in Duelist Kingdom was just a plot device for the Pegasus shit? Oh, that's why it's doing that. Haha, tee-hee. The big joke's on me. The shit that I have to go through to make this stuff work. Is really something I wish I didn't. So, I'm trying to remember, did Season 1 of Yu-Gi-Oh! Come out before the card game? Because I specifically remember, watching the card game. I'm trying to think. Trying to think of the years that it came out. So yeah, okay. Because I remember still doing Pokemon stuff in 6th grade. So the summer between 6th and 7th grade is when I'm pretty sure that's the summer when a couple friends of mine they were brothers, and they got the starter deck. One had starter deck Yugi, one had starter deck Kaiba. And that's how I learned to play the game. And then I remember running home from the bus stop to be able to... A friend of mine in my apartment complex, we rode the same bus, all went to the same school. I remember we would just run home and we'd just chill at his place and just watch the new Yu-Gi-Oh! After school. I may just have to... I'll just spend half my day tomorrow looking all this shit up. For no other reason just than the fact that I need to know. Oh, withdraw. No. This does make me want to... This does make me want to play... another Yu-Gi-Oh! Game for the channel. And I've already got the game set up and ready. But I just don't have... I need to see... I don't know if I need to make a layout for that or not. It depends on the screen dimensions. And then a thumbnail. But yeah, do a Pokemon game. A Pokemon game. We're already doing a Pokemon game. Play some Yu-Gi-Mons. Gotcha. Phonetic pronunciation of Japanese characters that translate to King of Games. Interesting. It's kind of funny to think about, though. Yugi's just, every time he switches between himself and a Tem, he's just screaming, King of Games! It's like he's summoning the Pharaoh to then battle for him. See, and that's why I know that I cannot ever go back to Yu-Gi-Oh! I mean, granted, I have no desire to go back to any card game. In a literal sense. If I sit and play, like, an old, like, a Yu-Gi-Oh! Card game video game, like I plan to, that's one thing. Or even, like, if I played... Pokemon is, maybe, but that's because the Pokemon card game never really got out of hand. And I mean, sure, they went from EXs to GXs to Vs, and then now they're back on EXs. But those things are all consistent. They're all very samey. Oh, well, hello, Farfetch'd. Yeah, you're right. I don't know why they were never shown in... Well, I mean, they were shown. We see them. But we never saw them used. But that's also because the scales were also possessed by Shoddy as well, I believe. Because, I mean, Pegasus had the eye, Bakor had the ring, MariK had the rod, Yugi had the puzzle, Ishizu had the necklace, and then I believe, yeah, Shoddy had the key and the scales. And we see him use the key. We never see him use the scales. Did it ever even explain how Bakura got all 7? What happened?